Hello again, welcome to my channel. I've got a little project on here. This thing, as you can see, it's seen better days basically. It's getting a bit rusty here. Well, a bit rusty, it's fallen apart. And I'm going to have to rebuild this thing. I'll put a whole U-tube in. I'll take these ornamental parts out of this bit, cut these rings off, and I'll weld it all back together with a new piece of tube to go in the ground. Apparently it has very sentimental value for the person who's given it to me to repair. So if you watch the next few frames, you'll see how I cut these bits off and then rebuild the whole thing. Okay, so follow this along. Well, the first thing I've got to do is to dismantle this piece of rusty iron, basically. I'll just take cut this leg off first of all and remove the top finial. Then I'll have to look at it in more detail as to how I'm going to take the hoops off, basically, or the semicircle rings. The basket hangers, basically. When I decide how I'm going to take those off, then you'll see that in the next clip. The next stage is for me to remove these hoops, or hangers, whatever you want to call them. Just got to cut these off, cut the welds off, basically. A little bit tricky, a bit awkward, because I don't want to damage the hoops themselves. I've taken the finials out, the squirrely things, so they're all ready to go. I've just got to clean them up with the angle grinder before I weld them back in a bit later on. But first thing is to get these hoops off the old square bar, which is pretty rusty. So they're coming off quite well. It's not too bad at all, really. I've speeded this up a little bit, to see me cutting them off, but it's still quite a long process. As I say, I don't want to damage them in any way. Doesn't matter if I cut the square tube, obviously, because that's just going to be scrap. Okay, so there we are. They're all cut off and ready to get just cleaned up. Just clean up all the edges so that they can be welded back on. So yeah, they're not looking too bad at all. Actually, I haven't damaged them in any way, really. Once I weld them back on, you won't even see where the grinder has touched them a little bit. So here you can see I've put a piece of square bar inside the tube. I've drilled some holes in the tube so that I can weld through to secure that bar in place. The idea of this bar is so that the two pieces of tube can be joined together. So the whole unit can come apart in two pieces, but once it's put, slotted back in together, the whole thing will hold securely. So yeah, that's not going in too badly, actually. That'll be fine. Once I've welded these in, I'll then get the angle grinder on it and grind the top of the welds off so that everything is nice and flush, so that when the whole thing gets painted, you won't see these welds at all. So yeah, that'll be quite good, actually. I'm sure that'll work out fine. So I'll just weld these hoops back on now, onto the new bit of tube. so that everything should look quite nice. So I'll just do the 2 flat ones at the moment. Doing the other ones at 90 degrees is a little bit more tricky, trying to hold it and take a video at the same time. But anyway, there's a bit of paint left on them still at the moment, so as I'm welding, that's occasionally catch fire, so you'll have to excuse that. I have to keep lifting my mask to blow the flames out. It's a bit of a trial, but they're welding on okay. Well, there we are, all nicely welded up, finials back on, nice piece of square tube. This whole thing will then go together. I'll put a coat of paint on it so that it looks nicer. So there you go, wasn't too bad a job. So there we are, all nicely finished. It comes apart in two pieces, so the gentleman can transport it in his car. And put that back in his garden. Apparently it has quite sentimental value, so yeah, I'm sure he'll be pleased with that. Okay, anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Look out for more videos in the future, and if you have any comments to make, please feel free. Welcome all comments. Anybody who has any criticism, I don't mind that either. So anyway, look out for me in the next videos, and in the meantime, I hope you enjoy your weekend. Thank you. Bye-bye.